Hey guys, welcome to the channel and happy start of the week. So today I'm doing a speed build with, well, it's a collab with the very lovely Simlicy. If you haven't ever seen her channel, you should definitely check it out. She's an amazing builder and she is a new friend of mine. And yeah, so we decided to do a collab and we were trying to think of what to do. So we decided to do like a Caribbean inspired resort, and then I was like, well, why don't we because the only place in the Sims world that kind of makes sense is Oasis Springs for this type of build. Unfortunately, it still looks kind of deserty, so we'll have to use our imaginations for some of it. But yeah, we were like, why don't we use the big lot or one of the lots in Oasis Springs, the one where the land grabs usually live, and then the one across the street from it. And why don't we make both of those kind of like the resort area in Oasis Springs? So that's kind of how that came about. And so I guess it's kind of like a 50-50 build in which I built the exteriors and she decorated the interiors and made sure everything that I did was actually functional. So thank you, Simlicy, for doing all that. But yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to see both mine and hers. It was so much fun, and I definitely love collabing with people, as you guys know, because I mean, not only is it fun to just build stuff, I mean, obviously, that's why, I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't fun, but it's just really nice to get to know people in the community that either you follow or follow you or whatever. It's just really cool. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. So right now I'm building the very first villa, which is, I was kind of thinking that maybe it was more of a more expensive villa. So these villas are, well, I call them the Honeymoon Villas. So these are kind of like a private part of the resort. So if you were going on a honeymoon or something, then you would rent out an entire villa. And this one in the back here actually has like a private access to the air quotes beach. I really wish we had a more tropical world. Maybe one day. Maybe they're working on it or thinking about it, because I know there's a mod that you can change Granite Falls into like a more tropical world, but unfortunately I do not have Granite Falls. I'm waiting until it goes on sale. So when I was looking at different things or buildings in the Caribbean, I noticed that there were a lot of bright colored buildings and houses and all that. So that was kind of the inspiration that I took from it to make the buildings kind of like two-toned. So one color on top, one color on the bottom. And yeah, just really bright and colorful. And I loved the way that Simlicy furnished these, as well as the main resort, which you guys will see tomorrow. And that will be part 2 of this collab, since it's 2 lots. It was quite an endeavor. So I've never been to the Caribbean. I've actually never been outside the US, unfortunately. I'm crying a little bit on the inside. But I did grow up in Florida, and I had some family in Miami. So I'm kind of familiar with tropical climates and landscaping. So I definitely took inspiration from when I went to the Keys in South Florida and Miami for doing the landscaping on this lot as well as the main resort. So yeah, that was a lot of fun because, as you guys know, I love landscaping and I love plants for life. And I had so much fun with this, and I would definitely want to do more tropical type theme builds, I think, especially going towards summer here. It's still cold here in Nashville, and it snowed last week. Or did it snow last week? I think it did. But when I built this, it was very, very cold. So it was kind of like a nice little escape from the cold to kind of visit a tropical lot in the Sims. So I was kind of struggling as to, if I wanted to do just one villa and make a pathway to the front and make the front of it more of like a public beach. But then I decided, no, it'd be really nice to have 2 villas on the lot. So I just kind of sectioned off the front of this first villa so that it was a little more private, had a nice gate, and then I started building the second villa, which is very similar to the first one. There's just a difference in layout, but only slightly. Also, while I was playing through this, I noticed that if it's residential, you can't really use some of it, unless someone lives there. So I think it is technically a residential lot in the gallery if you guys decide to download it. So if you just change it to a generic lot, then your Sims can come here and do whatever they want. They can even sleep there. So it's a really cool thing if you're into storytelling, or if you just, are doing stuff on your own and you want your newly married Sims to go somewhere, or if you want for your Sims to go on vacation or something. It's really, really cute and fun to play with. So I imagine that this particular villa is a little less expensive than the one behind it, because it doesn't have a private little section or access to the beach. It's just on the edge, so you can still see the front of the beach from this villa. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking for this one. So it's a little less spacious, I think, unless Simlicy changed it slightly. But yeah, and of course, brightly colored paint on the top and bottom. The resort, the main resort, is technically a restaurant because I wanted to have all the perks of having a restaurant and have the hosts of the restaurant kind of in the front of the resort. So it would kind of look like a check-in counter. And these lots, both this one and the main resort, are available on the gallery by Simlicy or by me. But if you'd like the completely furnished, completely done and finished version, definitely go onto hers and download it. But if you'd like to furnish it yourself and have a little bit of fun with that, then you can download it from me. It'll be unfurnished and it'll just be a shell ready for you guys to do whatever you want to it. But here I'm just adding some terrain paint and some pathways along the beach area, because I remember in the Keys, when I stayed there with my family, there was certain parts of it that were very grassy and certain parts that were very sandy. So that's the kind of idea I was going for with the terrain paint, just trying to make it really soft and blended in a way. And of course, tons of palm trees everywhere just to give it a little more of a tropical vibe. But anyways, guys, that is about it. I'm just going to be adding some more flowers and plants to make it more full. But yeah, that's pretty much the build, at least on my end. So thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting me in what I love doing, and I will see you next time. Bye!